Good morning. A bye week for your team. Hope you enjoyed it. Took some
Well,
time off, maybe? No?
well, yeah, it actually came earlier than it does in most seasons, but I think we were able to make the most of it because it was early in the season. What we tried to do is combine some good work days, and then you have to mix in some recovery days as well. We've had four very physical games to start off here, and I think so. In that perspective, the bye came at a good time, but I think the benefit for the entire team is that we were able to give some of our players that have played a lot of snaps some much needed rest, but we were also able to take some time in the development of our younger guys and get them playing Monmouth football, which maybe they haven't done a lot of up to this point. So I think it was very good on both ends. And the other thing, too, is it gave us an opportunity to get a head start on the next opponent, Delaware State.
How pleased, with the schedule you've played four games, played Villanova, always a CAA contender, and then start with three straight on the road. To be where you are right now, how pleased are you with the position of your team as we head into the rest of the
Yeah,
schedule?
we're happy with where we are because we've played four games, we've been in every game, we've given ourselves an opportunity to win every one of those games that we've been in, and as long as your players are doing that on a weekly basis, as long as you think, hey, we've got a shot to win this as it gets to the fourth quarter, I think the players are doing some of the right things. So happy with that. Obviously, got our first conference win a week ago. And that was coming off three consecutive road games, as you said, which was a tough grind for us. Three games on the road all at night. So we were getting back some late nights, or I guess early Sunday mornings is what you would say we were getting back here. But it's now it kind of we after the bye week it settles in and we get to some normalcy to the schedule.
What's the? I know coming into the season, you felt good about your team and thought you had a team that certainly could do what they've already done. Is there any big thing or what's the biggest thing maybe you've learned about this group over the first 4 weeks?
It's a highly motivated group, and we've got tremendous senior and upperclassmen leadership. They kind of set the tone for what we're doing on the field every single day of practice. You've got in the offensive line JT Cornelius. You've got Derek Robertson, who's a just an outstanding leader. You've got Jack Neary. You've got Charlie Sasso on the defensive side with Justin Ben, and you've got Deuce Lee in the back end. And those guys are, first of all, they're highly motivated. They understand that you're only going to get what you work for, and they come to practice every single day with that mindset that they're going to work and get the most out of the 2 hours that we're on the field, and hopefully that will pay off on Saturdays.
Your offense is one of the most prolific in the country in FCS. You've had some great ones over the years. You've had some great running backs. You've had some great quarterbacks. This year you got it all. Where does this offense kind of as a whole rank among some of the ones you've had?
Well, I think through 4 weeks, and that's only like one third of the season. It's got to be one of the best groups that we've ever had here at Monmouth. Certainly since we've been in the CAA, but even going back to the days before that. I mean, it's like you said. There's explosiveness, there's power, there's size, there's intelligence. Rarely are we in a bad play, and because of that, we're able to put up some good numbers. But I think now we get into the meat part of the schedule. Now we're into conference play, and each week is going to be a fight.
We've talked often about all the weapons with the year that Derek's having, your group of wide receivers, and then again Rodney Nelson, who's top 10 in the country in rushing. How have you seen those guys sort of feed off each other's success? There just seems to be uh, the guys work so well together. Nobody's feeling like they need the ball. How
Right,
do
they
they seem
do.
to? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Rob. They really do, and no one's ever feeling like they're left out. What I have seen is that every receiver on every pass route that we throw is running as hard as they possibly can. They might be the fifth read in the progression, but they are running the route as hard as they can because the ball might come to them. And that's just the way that Derek has been at the quarterback position, distributing the ball. We've had balls go to guys that we've never thrown to those guys before. And I said, wow, how did he get there? But I think that motivates the guys that are running those routes to run it hard and be a part of it. The guys up front, they just get juiced up when we can break some long runs. And then we've got, obviously, as, you mentioned, Rodney Nelson, who's doing a good job at the running back.
defensively, you came into the year knowing that was the side of the ball that really needs to take the biggest step up to get where you want it to be. They've had some tough stretches, but they've had some really good stretches. How have you seen them progress over this 4 week stretch?
We're becoming more consistent, but yet we still have a ways to go. I think when we started this season, we were still trying to feel in our way. We had a lot of new faces in the lineup. And now what you're seeing is glimpses of us playing really, really solid defense. We just need more of those glimpses, if you will. And I think that's coming. It's a work in progress. They're starting to gain a higher level of confidence, which I think will pay dividends as we get down the road here a little bit. But it's something that it's like I said, it's still a work in progress, but I like the progress that we're making.
As you look at that group, what are the areas that you think need to show the biggest improvement here over the stretch during the season?
Well, early in the season, the first couple games, it was obviously tackling, and I think that's something that a lot of defenses go through early in the year. You never know if you've done enough tackling during the preseason, and you find out for sure in the first game or two. So I think that was one area where we've done shown a lot of improvement, and the other is in communication because we've got new players on every level of the defense. The communication from the front line to the back end and in between wasn't always as seamless as it needs to be, which resulted in some busts, to be honest with you. And I think we've greatly reduced that as we've become more familiar with playing with each other.
Let's look ahead to Saturday. As you said, you've got an early jump on a look at Delaware State, which is off to a 3-2 start. Certainly a high-powered offense, over 30 points a game. What are some of the challenges they're going to present for you?
Well, the biggest challenge is their run game. They're averaging over 280 yards rushing per game. They lead the country in that category, and they do it with a lot of different ways. They've got two very big backs. They've got a quarterback who keeps the ball a fair amount of the time, and they've got size and speed. And anytime you have the combination of those three things, it makes it difficult. And it's not just one guy you can focus on. Like I said, they have two running backs and number 6 and number 7. The quarterback number 0 is a very very dynamic player and tough to bring down, and he's got legit speed. So we're going to have to really be on our game on the defensive side. We're going to have to play sound. We're going to have to make sure that we're keeping things in front of us because they can score at any time. I was just watching a cut up earlier this morning of their big plays, and that's plays runs and passes over 15 yards. There's 42 of them, 42 of them in 5 games. That's a lot. That's a lot. And they just get chunks. And I think if you can prevent them from getting the chunks, you give yourself a shot to winning the game.
Certainly gotten a lot of attention with Deshaun Jackson and his NFL background. He seems to have added a lot of energy and excitement around that program. As you watch tape, can you see that on tape?
You can definitely see that. We didn't play them last year, so we don't have that season to compare it to. But the players are definitely playing with a high level of energy. They've got a bounce in their step. They're flying around out there, and they really look like they're enjoying playing. And you got to credit their coaching staff for kind of instilling that type of attitude in them.
All right, Coach. Thanks as always for your time. Good luck